Hello. Those of you that watch my channel or follow me on Instagram, you know that I'm really into a lot of American tools, American things, and as well, Central Craftsman has been a big influence on me in my woodworking. One thing I always notice with the Americans on the East Coast, they tend to have sidewinder saws, and then on the West Coast, well, big logging country and stuff, and they have big chainsaws, and there's all debate about that and the big dogs, the big bars. But one thing is I've noticed they always seem there, and they do in other parts as well, but to have worm drive saws or the skill saw, the Mag 77, the new light one they do, and they just brought out a new battery powered one of that, which is sort of the first of its kind in terms of the fact that it's a worm drive, a true worm drive. Because another thing is the rear handled saws, which aren't a true worm drive, but they feel a lot like a worm drive, and I like them because the blade's on the left rather than the right, because obviously I'm working, I like to see it where it is. So I eventually upgraded some of my tools, and I've now, if you can see down here, I've got a whole lot of Milwaukee pack out, which is a pretty cool tool storage system. But I kind of did it partly because I really wanted this Milwaukee rear handle saw, so it kind of feels like a worm drive, and it's, you know, it's a big tool. But I mean, the one thing I've noticed with the way it works is just spins. It's really annoying on the lever, but once you then, and there's no positive stop on it, it's just find out where you want it and then lock it, and once it's locked, it's you know, it's metal and it's sturdy, and I don't know what some of it is. I'm guessing it's sort of magnesium, maybe. It didn't say magnesium anywhere on it. I bet it is magnesium because the way it's sort of made. But it's a hefty piece of kit, and you know, it's just the things like I noticed. I mean, the one thing I didn't like with the Makita was it's a double battery system on their one, and theirs does look really nice, their rear handle saw, but I thought, I can't be doing it. All my batteries were kind of knackered, and I was looking at what Makita had, and they only went up to, I think they might do a 6 amp, but there's a 5 amp. I mean, the drills I got as well, I got an impactor drill, and they're 5 amp, and yeah, the impactor is a lot better. But the batteries, I mean, the fact that the batteries have got this sort of rubber bottom on them, if you drop them or something, they're all right. But I mean, it's a 5 amp and it's got loads of power in it, but they go up to a 12, which is huge. But this, if you see the bin on it, which is for the battery, it'll quite happily take a 5, and you've got that extra room, so you can fit a 12 in this, which it's heavier. I mean, now it's still usable, but it is a heavy piece of kit. But that brake as well is really great, I think. And yeah, I mean, it depends what you're doing. I mean, if you're on the ground all day, it's fine, I think, have a 12 amp. But if you're ladders and things on a roof doing something, but it does add a lot more weight to the saw. But you do get more punch force from it, and they do. I think they go up to like a 9 amp as well, which is about the same size. It might be a bit bigger. I've not seen one in person. But they're doing 8 amp now, and the 8 amp is the high output, like the 12 amp. So it might not have as much life in it as the 9, but you get a better output of it, I think. I'm not massively up on batteries and things, but from what I've gathered, I think it's the way to go. And they've invested into this platform, so I know they're not going to keep changing, because Makita, the big thing that put me off was the fact they brought out 40 volt. So they're kind of like, to get the new tools, you have to buy the new tools to take the 40 amp battery. Whereas the Milwaukee ones, I mean, I could put a 12 amp battery on this if I wanted to. It'd be huge and stupid, but I could. So I just think it just put me off, and I thought, well, they were all tired as well, my tools, and I thought I'd sold some of them because they were still good. But the batteries, it was the batteries, and I thought, I just can't be bothered with it anymore. So it's what sort of cinched me to move on. And as well, it was the saw, because it's the main thing I use. And then I saw this, and I just thought, I saw it at the tool show in Coventry, and I thought, I'm having that. That's what sort of set me on the path to the red side rather than the teal. And I didn't really like the teal much, and my girlfriend always said I just changed because I didn't like the teal, I like the red. which I do like the red. But the toolboxes as well, I mean the toolboxes are black, strangely, but I think that in America they're red, and I think they didn't have them red here because they're probably in competition with another company, which I'm guessing is Hilti, because they'll think all their boxes are red, and they're a big company, so they probably said to them, you can't have red boxes, we have red boxes. So there's probably some gentleman's agreement that they'd change the colour to the boxes to black. So I don't know, I like them, I think they look cool black anyway. So yeah, and my dad had them, so I thought, well, I'll leave it, because he's brutal on his tools and stuff, so I thought I'd leave it to see how he gets on. Here's a fine. You can hear the dog. There's the dog. See, the dog likes to pack out. Look at him. Yeah, sneaking around in my shed. Gonna eat stuff. Don't you eat that? But yeah, I just thought, wow, yeah, I'm just gonna go for them. They're great, and they've lasted well. I've heard the wheels come off them or something, but I've banged it around quite a lot and they've not come off. So I think it's probably going up downstairs a lot, and you've got a lot of tools in. I can imagine you're breaking the handle or something if you're being daft with it. But for what I've done, it's been ideal. What are you doing for that? What you got? Oh, he's found something. So yeah, I mean, I'd say if you're looking for a big saw, and I think this is it a 190 blade with a 30mm centre. So yeah, I mean it cuts nearly 4 inches. It's cut a 4-inch post with it, and that's 4 inches. So I think it was just under though. But I think it's one of the annoying things about it, because I thought if they'd just gone that bit more. Yeah, so we're looking at depth of cut about it's nearly 3 inches, but you know, I just thought we got a bit further and done that. I mean, Makita have brought out a saw that does do about 4 inches nearly, but it's a massive saw, and again it's 2 batteries, so I thought I can't be bothered with that. I also need a dust extractor, it's dusty in there. Wait, you gotta watch him. You gotta watch the dog. Oh, it's covered in shavings now. But yeah, definitely, I think if you are looking for a good saw, and you know, those are the ones. I know DeWalt make one that's probably a really good saw as well. So I'm not saying, you know, just go for this because I'm biased, but I went for this because it was an informed choice, and I like the whole range they've got. They've got a huge range, and it's all really solid stuff. So yeah, I mean, I'm really impressed with the little impactor as well. It's tiny. It's got a little dial thing here. You can change the settings, so you can go from full on to, you've got a drill mode, and then you got slow, so faster, really fast, and then a drill mode. So I mean, just that in general, I just think they're great tools. And this saw though, I mean, it's impeccable. Cost a lot. It is probably the most expensive one there is, apart from maybe the skill saw Mag 77 circular saw worm drive thing they do, that's battery powered, but you can't get that in the UK. Some people have bought the corded version, just fit a 110 plug on it. I'm not sure how that works, but you do transform and stuff. But I mean, yeah, I mean, they're great tools, and you know, I think battery really is the way forward, especially for me, because I'd have to take a generator everywhere with me, which I can't be asked to do. And you know, the output of the cost of it, I just know this. You know, when you feel the weight of something, you think, yeah, that's a weighty tool, and you got the hook as well, which is quite cool. Got the fence, new fencing. But that's the main reason I got this, is for fencing. So because I'm going to buy a recip saw, sawzall, because I don't really like using a chainsaw unless I'm wearing my PPE, which people scoff at, but I've seen chainsaw injuries, and I just think, yeah, if you're doing this sort of stuff regularly, there's more chance of you hurting yourself eventually if you use one quite a lot. I do think of the electric chainsaw they do, but again, it's still a chainsaw, so you still got that injury risk. And I just think, you know, if it's hot, which is when I'm generally doing fencing in the summer, I just think weighing up whether it's worth a chainsaw or paying extra to do this, because I know I wouldn't put the trousers on and there'd be an accident, and because it's too hot to wear chain. I don't know how people work doing big tree jobs in the summer, because you wear all that. I mean, the helmets and stuff are alright, but it's heavy boots with the steel in them, and then the trousers are like working in. You know, if you imagine going to the gym wearing snowboarding gear, it's not fun. You wouldn't last long, and I overheat anyway because I'm big. got a bit of chunk, and yeah, I just think, you know, I'm better off with this stuff, and I just think this saw is just a great bit of kit. I mean, all the, you know, the fence on it and stuff. You know, it's all solid. And on the Makita one, this for you guys, it's literally just to lift up the guard. It's massive, and it actually gets in the way of your sight. Whereas when you're using this, you've got a much better field of vision than on the Makita. But again, you might be all right with it, maybe not. The dust port thing on them, you can get comes with an accessory for the dust port, but it's not brilliant. But generally, you wouldn't be using this inside. It's much for rougher work, so it doesn't matter. Let the dust fall where it be. So yeah, but yeah, if you're looking for a good, you know, circular saw, definitely try one of these. Okay, thanks. Bye.